Okay, so the only thing that I know hunting was a squirrel, and that was the only thing that I had a shot because that was my, I don't think I ever had a squirrel on a real good, just a piece of it. So I ain't really fully experienced the hunting yet.
Well, the challenge is this time of year, the fishing's so good, and this turkey season is which one do you pick? So when I used to go
Just fished here, and I saw him catch a big 6 or 7 pound bass right where you're fishing. Just 5 minutes before I got there. Now, here's the deal. If he hadn't caught it, I probably could have won. If I caught it, I know I would have won. But anyway, it's one of those kind of things, game plan, it just didn't work.
I've watched him time and time again for many tournaments over the years, and that guy right there is probably one of the greatest all-around fishermen for any species, anything. You can give a fly rod, a jig and spoon, a frog in Florida. I mean, for any marlin fishing, the tuna, to bass, the peacock bass in South America. If you want to pick a guy that is probably the best grounded fisherman for every fish that swims on the planet, it'd be Roland Martin.
One little accident I have to talk about conservation and how well conservation works. I'm right now fishing Headwaters Lake down in Florida, and it's a trophy lake, and I take these guide parties out, and we try to get them a trophy fish. Almost all the 10-pound fish that we've caught like a dozen since the first of the year. Almost every one of them that these clients have caught have been caught before. And I know on one 8-pound, 6-ounce bass, we caught it 2 different days in a row. One guy from Salt Lake City caught it, it was his personal best. I took another guy from Union City, Alabama, and his second day, and he caught the same fish. The exact same thing, we weigh it on a scale. So conservation works. But you know, this catch and release on the recruitment rate on a 10-pound bass is enormous. If you keep these big 10-pound fish, you ruin it. You absolutely ruin the system. So we have to throw the little ones back too, but actually, if we're going to keep any fish, keep the little ones. But preserve the life of those big, giant 10-pound fish. I mean, that is such a big deal, having that catch and release.
Yeah, their genetics are so important to be passed on, and that's there's so much going on. Technology has really improved fishing a lot, but from the standpoint of these biologists, I've gotten to know quite a few of them a lot, and a lot of these, they work really close with the states. They're doing so many great things to manage these fisheries in a lot of states, especially Texas and Florida, Missouri, a lot of the premier bass states in the South. They're doing a lot of things to really manage for trophy fishing, so that a guy like Kamari Cooper can go out and catch his personal best. I saw you just did that recently again, so he's got a lot in front of him there. But it's so important to manage that. Like Bill Dance, they've got a program in Tennessee. They're doing a Bill Dance signature series of lakes that they're going to be doing, and they're going to be a lot of smaller lakes that are managed especially for quality fishing, because that's what everybody wants to do. So it's so critical to take care of these fish when we catch them. Yeah, hold them up, get a quick picture, and then get them back in the water as quick as we can. Roland's catching them every other day, the same fish, it sounds like. So it's a true testament to conservation and how important it is. And this next guy, God, I can't imagine. I've known Johnny for 35 years or so. I think it's probably the first time I've met him. Just an amazing individual. He doesn't never say anything about himself, but the greatest conservationist in the modern era for sure since Teddy Roosevelt. It's been more for fishing, hunting, for the outdoors for all of us, selflessly, and obviously there's stores and that do a lot of it. So I can't imagine what your favorite fishing store is going to be, because you've got millions. I've got some great memories with Johnny. What I love about him more than anything is how passionate, how excited he gets when he catches a fish. And in my mind, I think smallmouth are his favorite. I've got to take him smallmouth fishing. We've had some of the most memorable days I've ever had in my life. Happened to be the day that I had him in the boat. So we've had some pretty special times together, but you've got to have some weight other than that.
Well, I think one thing about fishing, you ask favorite memories, and this floods my mind. All of us up here, and just about everybody in this room, but especially us, how blessed we've been to spend our whole life in and around the great sport of fishing. And so you say, what's the favorite memory or big fish? One thing I thought of was Ernest Hemingway, that wrote The Old Man and the Sea, Friday Guy, but he had this little statement. He said, in a life spent fishing, I've come to realize it's not the big fish that we catch, but the people that you meet, the friends you make along the way that matters the most. And so, like memories of fishing, I think about one day just fishing with my dad and my sister, Susie. Hot summer day, we were float fishing all day long. We had one bottle of strawberry knee-high with our bologna and crackers we were going to get. And my dad started opening up, and he broke the bottle. So anyway, it's just funny little things. That's not a big fish story. But so what exciting things to me. If you haven't seen tomorrow's Bill about personal best, catching that big fish. He catches his fish. He's so excited. He throws his cap, goes crazy, and then he gets his bass. He kind of like Jimmy Houston, gets a little bit. He puts her in the water real gentle and that's it. Said, thank you, God. And he said, I'm going to come back and we'll do battle again sometime. He lets that fish go like his parents got him to. And I was thinking a funny story. Y'all here, and we're trying to sell plugs and everything. So the first 13 years that we had Bass Pro in my dad's liquor store down the street, I'm in there one day, and a grandpa comes in. Your fishing plug story reminded us. And then he had his 2 grandkids, and they said, Grandpa, can we, or maybe he told them, kids, you can pick out any lure you want. Grandpa buy any lure. And we had, I don't know why, but we had some musky jitterbugs. Back in the time, they're probably like $14 a piece. They both brought them up to the counter. Grandpa, this is what we want. He said, okay. I don't know, it's a lot of happy memories being around fishing. One thing, Bill, I was with Bill and Roland one time. This is a big fish story. So Roland, like Kevin said, he's good at all kinds of fish. So we went for these giant live grouper. Some of them are over in the aquarium. So we go fishing, and they're really big fish. I mean, 200, 300, 400 pound size fish. And fairly small tackle. Had this like little bucket horns on you put around and get tied onto your body real good. Well, and he tightens the drag down as hard as it'll go. So we hooked up this big fish. I got it hooked up, and it's kind of slippery on the boat. So I'm going out, and I'm tied on this fish. And Bill saved my life. I'll never forget. He reaches around and he grabs me by the belt, pulls me back in, and says, "Get your skinny little ass back in there." But anyway, very thankful for that. There's so many memories. I got to get up. I got to do something real quick. There's another memory. I'm seeing this World Fishing Fair cap. What's your name? Jim. Where are you from?
Springfield.
Springfield. Thank you, buddy. So anyway, I'm seeing this cap, World Fishing Fair from '88, and it makes me think of this. And Virgil Ward signed that thing too. So people we had for like 88 cents or $1.88, and they were coming and bringing like fistfuls of them, like armfuls, under Bill and Roland, and Hank Hill was here to sign autographs. And finally, I go up to Roland, and he had it, and he just throws it in the floor. He said, "I've had enough of these hats."
Let me tell you about those hats. Here's what Johnny did. Here's what Johnny did in that deal. He had one of those hats that he's wearing. He always wears a red one now. He had one of those white ones. And he had everybody sign it. I mean, I signed it, Bill, everybody signed it. And he had all these signatures. And he was so proud of that hat with all of those signatures. And we have the National Casting Championships, and it's raining like it is today. We have it outside. And we held it in the rain. It was spectacular. So Johnny invites everybody back to his office, and we're all in there looking around, and I look at Johnny, and his hat turns into a black blob. And I told him, I said, Johnny, I said, you got paid back for those styrofoam hats. He said, what are you talking about? I said, look at your hat. And he started crying. He was so upset. Every signature turned into just a big black blob. It was wild.
No, it's pretty amazing. I got a brand new one from this. I'm going to start the tradition here. I'm going to get these guys to sign it so that down the road I can pass it on, kind of like what you've got right there too. So I got this one. This is the 2022 World Fishing Fair. So I'm going to have to send it around. Mari, I'm probably have you on there probably first. So let's see. I don't even have a Sharpie. Hank Scott, he always prepared, so I'm gonna give these guys some of that. But, incredible special memories. This guy right here is, Bill taking care of me again. So this guy here is the next generation of superstars, coming up, and that's what's really fun about this event. Man, we can't thank everybody enough for taking time to come here, again, to support conservation, come out here and listen to some of our old-time stories. We're going to have a blast through the whole weekend. We got seminars every day, got the best deals on tackle. We talked about technology earlier. Hank's talking about that. I can't believe how much has changed since I started fishing. Now my Nitro Z21 XL has got all the greatest equipment, and I have 5 graphs on my belt. I've got Mega Live, I've got Mega 360, I got 2D, if you'd have told me when I first started out that I needed 5 graphs to be competitive, I'd have told you you're crazy. But we have all the manufacturers' reps here, so if you want to learn anything and everything about bass fishing, electronics, rods, reels, lures, turkey hunting, we've got a whole hunting booth. Everything is here right at Bass Pro Shops for the weekend at the World Fishing Fair. Again, we're celebrating the 50th year anniversary. Thank you so much, Johnny Morris, for having a vision.
Thank you,
this
Kevin.
original.
Thank you, everybody. Have a happy time here. Have a happy time.
We've got a master plan for that here that you set up. So, man, it's really an incredible day and pretty special memories right here for me to be on the stage with these guys.
Thanks, Kevin. Hey, one more hand for these legends. Okay, they're going to be signing autographs back here, but